Today is November 2nd, 2025, and HKD wasn't supposed to be alive. Where this stock was written off, delisted in spirit, and buried under memes and fraud jokes, but now, out of nowhere, it's printing its first real heartbeat in over a year. And the question is simple. Is this a full-blown resurrection or bait? Where the price didn't just break out of this bullish falling wedge setup with a nice clean divergent low with positive and bullish divergences, it broke an entire 165 to 199 base and launched straight into the underside of the 50 weekly moving average. And that is the line in the sand. Not technical nor psychological, but this is where belief begins to meet liquidity. And the base from the 160 to $2 range is consolidating throughout the span of time throughout the year 2025. This was your graveyard zone where the stock apparently died. But the moment it reclaimed, that graveyard has now become a launch pad. And now price is pressing into the $261 handle. Nice, clean price resistance where the first real breakout trigger could ensue on a solidified breakout daily and or weekly candle close up above and break it. And there is an air pocket with no volume, no memory, and hardly any room for resistance until the 305 handle. And if momentum begins to go feral, you could see the 445 and or $6 handle, not because it deserves that magnet, but because thin liquidity does not ask what's deserved. Relative strength index churning to the upside and rising sharply here. Not overbought, but beginning to engage. Where the MACD crossing from death to life, the first pulse of reversal, volume the biggest on record. No bots, not retail, but full-blown accumulation footprints. With the price percent oscillator spiking uncontrollably to the upside over its zero line threshold, but someone knows something, or someone wants you to think that they do. But either way, this signal is real. And I believe a path and a breakout and or daily and or weekly candle close up above the 261 handle, and the move could go vertical, targeting some of these first and second and extreme $6 handle target if mania switches back on. But bulls, they need to hold the 165 and or 195 handle really at all costs to avert an additional damage to be infused into some of these momentum indicators. But make no mistake about it, HKD is the ghost of a bull market's past, a reminder of what happens when liquidity ultimately becomes its front and center. And now it is pressing the breakout gate again. For any pullback and or levered long traders would load up into this buying zone to target some additional moves up above. But a close above the 261 handle and the ghost walks straight into the room. Not as a memory, but a full-blown reckoning. And now it is pressing up against that breakout gate once again.